On 3, 2, 1. Yo, yo, yo to the yo, yo, yo. For you, I made it. I may have really, really messed things up. Okay? So you start an event, and let's say you haven't hit all the buttons that you wanted to. So what I did was I canceled out of, do you want to go live now? I canceled out. What it did was that it canceled me out of the entire event. So be aware of that. Always go back to your events page. If you go back to your events page, you stand a chance at picking up the Hangout from there. And it will actually say, do you want to start the Hangout now? Now, there's still a little thing in there that says start Hangout on air, but it will just say, like open up the Hangout or etc. And then you'll be live, okay? Always see if you can get back to your events page. That would be my_live_events, and that may help you restore your event. I have 12 events actually that are in the queue waiting to go live. So before things get too wacky, what I really should do is probably go live under all of these headlines and then come back and change things up if that's necessary. But anyway, thanks a lot to the replay viewers. Hi, this is Beauty, and I'm coming to you live from YouTube Live. Hope everybody is doing really well. This is open mic with a little bit of a twist because I'm taking advantage of going live while I build up the charts for this coming week. And so you'll see me, I'll be putting the charts up in just a moment as soon as I can verify on YouTube that we are cool there. I think that we are. You always want to do that for sure. And you say welcome over here in the chat. Oops, there we go on that. And all right, so where we're at is that we're going to be building some charts, and I want to make sure I've got all the tickers, but I want to make it easy for myself. So what I'm going to do is over in the chat, in the live chat, you could do it over in the live chat, and then you can do it in the Hangout chat, and I have to decide which one I'm going to use. I think what we'll do is that we will put it in the live chat. So I stored some tickers over at Google Plus back on the 18th when we were getting ready for Snapchat. And I've got a couple lists going, and I'll just be generous enough to put these tickers in the room. This is the live chat, of course. So those are one set of tickers. And the other set should be a duplicate, but maybe I think maybe what I did was I instead of a comma separated, we have, none of these are comma separated. So it's going to be just a jumbled mess right there, first of all. So what we want to do is we want to take this over to Finviz. And we will open up Snap, first of all, over at Finviz. And then in the screener, we will go ahead and put up above, let's see if we can get Snapchat up here. I think we just do, let me just grab one here. That's right. And from there it's quote. And then what I can do is I can put my tickers in here. And it's going to be quote, comma, like that. What I have to do is get my commas in. Let's see if it picks everything up. I'm not showing this on screen, guys. I will in just a moment, though, so you can see how it works. Oh, okay, what happened? Something got broken. Amba, GoPro, Garmin, screener. We'll go to snap, quote, snap, quote. Try one then. Snap and AMBA. Just try that. Get rid of the other ones and see what happens if I can get a quote on snap and AMBA. And I should be able, yes. Okay, excellent. Almost there. Because what we want to do now is just showcase the charts. And let me make sure that I can get in over here. Because this is the quote plus the news. Okay. When you're over at FinViz, basically, I'm going to give you guys the URL. And you are adding your quotes. You'll notice that this URL will give you not only the chart, but the news and some fundamentals. And I'm trying to get where you guys are just seeing all the charts. So I'll get there in just a moment. But what you do is it's all comma separated value. So you'll notice that I have Snap. We'll put in GoPro, Garmin, and the other names that we have. If you'll just give me a moment, I will keep adding. I think there might be, it got broke, I believe, when we tried to add the Asian names. So let's just make sure that we can get all of them in here. And then once we have that in, yeah, this is doing something very funny. We're putting the comma in, and it's adding, see how far we can go. See if anything gets broken. This is very helpful because even though it's on a delay, you can read the news isn't really on a delay. This does a pretty good job at that. And the list can take up to 50 names as long as your tickers are good. I don't like that ticker. Something's wrong with that ticker for sure. Let's see now. It would be Norma. I think that's it. Let's go return. It got messed up with a couple of ones. Garmin was fine. HIMX was wrong. Let's go to NVIV. See what happened there. Let's go ahead and rewind. It doesn't want to take all the tickers. I think that's the problem. Makes it for a very deep page. That's why I sort of just wanted to showcase the charts, but let's stop right there. We'll figure it out. I'll get a good link for you guys once I do. But for whatever reason, it wants to take on other stuff. All right, so you'll get the vibe here in just a minute. All right. So once again, here's another FinViz link. You'll notice that I've added Snap and some of the other quotes, ticker symbols, and then I'll just keep building on that until we're able to work it out. All right, so let me go to screen share then. We have our tickers, and let me get open my charts. And at first, we'll look at Cardwell. And we'll do everything on a 15-minute chart for first. And then we'll roll through the symbols. Okay, pretty sure I'm good to go now. Right, so let's get started. Go to my Hangout, do a screen share, do an application window, bring it over to that and share and hide, present to everyone, the border of my window, and there we go. All right. So on 3, 2, 1. Yo, yo, yo to the yo, yo, yo. Phew, I made it. Hi, everybody. This is Beauty Bubble here over on YouTube at the channel. First things first, please subscribe to the channel if you are interested in the puree of topics that I cover. I cover fashion, technology, lifestyle, food. We talk about a cookbook more often now. Pretty excited about that. And then, of course, our love affair with the market. And I have migrated my discussion now completely away from Bitcoin generally, only if I feel that it's necessary for me to cover Bitcoin. Maybe it's a big move, or recently we did have some interesting things happen inside of the chart, but generally we're going to be completely migrating the topic back over to the traditional markets. And with the IPO of Snapchat this week on Thursday, we are going to be focusing on all names related to camera technology, social tech, and that sort of thing. We've created a pretty decent basket, and we want to build the basket up to maybe 25 names. A decent basket should be at least 10 names, but when you're first starting out, we're going to look at a bigger basket, and then we'll narrow it down until we're able to really find the names that are acting and behaving in an actionable way according to the charts, okay? So, start off with Snapchat. I hope everybody can see my picture. I don't know why it doesn't look like you can. I don't know why. I'm going to go back to the Hangout. Oh, no, you get to see it. You get to see it. Okay, cool. All right, so this is Snapchat's opening Thursday and Friday. And you can see that the way that the chart is configured, it's on what's called a Cardwell RSI. You can go over to Anthony Cardwell or Cardwell's Edge, and I'll put all of this information in the description below. The reason that this Cardwell looks a little bit different, it's still in beta. It's been in beta now for quite some time because we're trying to take Andrew Cardwell's wisdom of the RSI and place it on price plot. Normally what you'll see are the traditional place to put momentum or relative strength index or the RSI is always below plot. And sometimes you'll see it above plot, but for the most part you'll see these indicators below plot. But I didn't think that that was for the modern person to have to relate price action to what they were seeing in momentum and matching it up. So this brainchild of mine, why don't we just see it on plot? So we're not certain. It's easier for me to read than trying to explain it. And where we're at with it right now is we want to make sure, and in going forward, we'll be able to talk to Andrew Cardwell more about the theory of his RSI. But I have built it on the 15-minute. And so that's why you will always see me revert to the 15-minute on the Cardwell, because the reaction to the base levels and the EMAs and the MAs have been very responsive on the 15-minute. The theory, however, can be used on any time frame, any instrument, and that's why we really need to always go back to Andrew Cardwell's instruction. And as I said, I'll put lots of links down below so that you guys can connect with him as you see fit. Okay, so I'm just an observer of the RSI trying to code up what that would look like on plot. And I've been doing this for quite some time now. So here we have Snap. And what happened on Thursday, here's their opening bars. Of course, they had the lovely high that pulled back right before the close, but still a higher low, as you can see. higher low, successful open, and the close was at 24.45. What was nuts is that my Ruby had shown that there was activity enough for me to have a very clear apex W high. I think it was on the 1 minute or the 2 minute, which I put a price alert if price was to cross that line. But what happened was that we had this incredible gap up, lovely gap actually, up, and then I think at the height the price was up something like 14%, or could have even been more than that. It's very natural for price to move to the upside. We had a beautiful pivot. Price comes out of Bollinger and then it slams back down, but to median. Also, you'll notice is that we did not get into overbought at all. Overbought is at your 80 base, which is this dotted line way up above. And Cardwell, the typical RSI is that you'd have a 50 baseline just to see where things are, but he has adopted the 55 base, and that's why you see this line here, which is the 55 base. So what's happened is that price has somehow, miraculously so, pretty much decided that market participation for the IPO is at about in this range right here, where we're seeing at the 55, until there's a decision made as to whether or not the fractal wants to take a position high for grabbing position so it can go short and come back maybe to retest the opening. So we don't know yet, right? Because none of us know, but it's only 2 days old. But what's really great about this is that it's only 2 days old. And so now we can literally follow every candle. And it might be obsessive in the beginning, but this way we can have more dialogue, more history with the name, and be able to relate reaction from other different angles. You know, what is the company? Is the company going to acquire another company? What's happening to their board of directors? Sales? And within 3 months, of course, we'll be able to know so much more so that when they have their earnings release, then that's when we can really start adding on more of the fundamentals. And, you know, it gives you guys a chance to just follow a name that everybody is familiar with. Very few people are out there that are in the market that do not know about that Snapchat had its IPO. And of course, it's been front page news. And if you are familiar with New York City, they've had the Snap Ghost. And I wish I knew the ghost name. I used to know it a couple years ago. Maybe someone can shout out what the ghost name is to me over at Twitter. You know, we have a chance to just know the name. And it can be a really tremendous opportunity for all of us to share what we know and what we're seeing and what chart you're looking at. And I'm even more so inclined to believe that this is a wonderful kind of rock, you know, like Plymouth Rock for all of us, because I was listening in on a Facebook Live, and someone had come out and said that they had shorted the name. And so knowing what I know, I was like, well, that's odd, you know. So, and also people really not understanding what an IPO, what it has to go through, how it has to gain market participation. And it seemed to me as that they were coming in to acknowledging the activity as though this was a social play, okay? And so that's what we're just going to be very observant. We're going to read as many news articles as we possibly can. We're going to read the SEC papers. We're going to be listening more to John Steinberg over at Cheddar, right? And just start engaging. And so there's Snapchat, but of course there's other names involved. And let's make sure that we know the other names, right? So we have Snapchat. We'll go back over to here and we will get our other AMBA, AMBA. And so we just go into the trading view and just literally start typing in AMBA, Ambarella. And these names were selected because they have association with either technology dealing with cameras, you know, like lens technology and so forth, So AMBA down 1.97%. Remember, it's still on the 15-minute. And what we'll do, which is what I think would be a fine idea, is we will get us into, let's see, look at the calendar. And so it's on the 2nd at about 11 o'clock. So we have to get a vertical. So everybody's on equal footing. Get a vertical going of the 2nd, March the 2nd, at about, I'm still March 2nd. March 2nd at about the open, which is, there's 2045, 1430. Just going to put it there at 1430. And then this will be the activity since Snap opened, okay? Now we can do a compare, and we can add Snap to this right now and do a compare, in which case things are going to change just a little bit here. And we'll get the compare up, and we'll do a format. I'm going to open up the line a little bit so we can see what happened to Snapchat up against what happened to Ambarella. Ambarella down 1.97, and then of course this disconnect of Ambarella to the downside at the 20 baseline, which is considered oversold. Okay, oversold. You'll notice down here too, oversold. Came up to the 40 base, retesting the lows, came back here, of course, with Snapchat taking off. That's Ambarella. Next item. So that was Ambarella. AMBA. Go ahead and put these things over here. And the next one would be GoPro. This is an interesting, I don't know why I can't. So we'll go ahead and delete the snap from here. We'll try to go to GoPro. There it is, GPro. It's weird. Okay, here's GoPro. Same deal. Go ahead and grab the vertical. And the vertical for the March 2nd at 14.5. 14.5, which is right there. Okay. Once again, GoPro coming down 4.64%. We'll do a compare it to Snap. And there we go, and we'll add on a little bit of color here. Format it so we get the line thickness so you guys can see. And we'll do this for all of the names. I won't do it live with you right now, but we'll do it with all the names so that then we can also learn about the Cardwell. You'll notice that Cardwell at the 20 baseline, it went underneath. And these are the sorts of nuances about reading Cardwell that we need Andrew to get in here and explain to us whether or not we're looking at a complete break in trust. GoPro down 4.64%, where what's crazy about this is that this is the moment that Snap went live, and ever since then, GoPro, of course, just pulling back. And we don't know if this is an exodus. We don't know if it's just retesting some sort of other thing. We'll go ahead and rewind the chart a little bit here and see. And we can clearly see that, you know, it's quite possible that GoPro could come back down to retest these lows, in which case it would be a full advancement retracement. What's a little crazy, though, is that the Elliots really didn't give us fair warning that it would do that. So it is possible that if these are the lows, come Monday, maybe it can sweep back up around and find some sense in coming up above the 20 base. One reason is that a name really can't handle these sort of cataclysmic moves without readjusting itself or completely falling apart. So GoPro clearly in harm's way, trading at $8.84, down 4.64 on the day, on Friday. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll take Snap off the chart. Keep our vertical in there so we know. when Snap went live, or the day of, actually, the open of a Thursday. And that's what we're going to do. So go through each name like this, go back over to Snapchat, and there we go. And we know that Snap opened up at 16:15 hours, but I have to go and make sure about my time. My time, I don't know what the deal is with the time frame of my chart. It's changing, but it's 16:15. 16:15, so we need to remember that. Okay, let me go back over here. And yeah, we're almost a half of an hour in, and so that's the work that I'm doing today. I hope that if you're working today, things are going smoothly for you. Make sure that you reach out to me on Twitter if that's what you like to do, and it's a kindness if you follow my channel, subscribe to the channel, because we're trying to reach the 1,000 mark, 1,000 subscribers, or what I call the 1K club. Because at the 1K club, we'll get to really take a look and participate in some of the feature sets that are coming out for YouTubers. When you're kind of below the 1,000 mark, we're not going to be getting some of the feature sets. And I think that they're going to be releasing more and more features. What they may end up doing is that as long as we come on every day, which I know is highly recommended, you come on every day, you ask for subscribers, we do our SEO work that we're supposed to do and engage with our community, that we might be able to see 1,000 members by the end of the year. That would be fantastic. But congratulations to everyone that built up their subscriber base in order to use, especially the Super Chat. I am seeing the delight in people's eyes, that have worked so hard, and they all have successful businesses of their own. But to have that one-click connection with people, and they're rewarding you for what you've shared with them. I mean, I'm seeing usually very excited people, like they're very animated, even become more so with the Super Chat. It's really, really wonderful stuff. So I think that that's really about it. We're going to keep it under a half of an hour, and I'll make sure that it gets over to look at some of these things. I don't even follow these people. I got some crazy stuff in my recommends. Look at that. Oof, not good. I have to fix that. Okay, so I will talk to everyone soon. Bye-bye now.